Good morning, everybody. It's Sugar Will. Today's story time. Back when my husband and I first got together shortly thereafter and got married, we had a house fire. The house fire was very horrific. We were home. We were actually trying to go to the movies. And we were cleaning the house. Everything was clean. My husband was in the garage, and a kerosene heater caught fire. And we were home, and we were cleaning, and we were anticipating going to the movies. Well, my husband was in the garage, and all of a sudden, it was in winter, and he had a kerosene heater that was running, and it caught fire. And the children, they were children at that time, they were upstairs with me getting ready to go get a shower after cleaning and go to the movies. And all of a sudden I heard my husband yell, "Oh my goodness." He was yelling, "Get out, get out." And I'm like, what is he talking about getting out? So all of a sudden, I'm like, what is he talking about? And I saw this smoke coming up out of the vents, because it was a two-story. Same house that we live in now. It's a two-story. So he's yelling, "Get out, get out." And I'm looking at all this smoke, and I'm like, what happened? What happened? And he runs up the steps, and he goes, "Get the kids, get out, the house is on fire." So I'm like, I collected the kids, we got out of the house, and I'm sitting in the backyard, and my husband, he didn't come out of the house. He actually went back downstairs, and I guess he tried to put it out, and it made it worse. And the kids and I were out back, very, very traumatic. The next thing I know, I see this smoke coming out everywhere, out of the windows. It was so horrific. And I guess my husband, he came back up through, and he went out the back door, which is up on the second level. So with that being said, we were all outside. Well, he went back in. I don't know what he was trying to do. I guess it was so bad that he went out the front door. And by that time, you heard the fire trucks coming. It was like a major alarm, which means like between 3 and 5 fire companies had come to put this out. Now, this was an older house, and back the older houses, they're not built like today. So the houses that they build today have all kinds of codes. Well, back in the 60s when it was built, they didn't have them codes. So it kind of went up pretty fast. So I know the news actually came. They tried talking to my son. My son probably was, I don't know, 10, 11. And I looked at them and I said, "Listen," I said, "your news is not my son." I said, "I'm not giving you authorization to talk to my son." Because my son is actually there watching this fire. And I don't know what their thought processes was of talking to a child. I looked at them and I said, "Listen," I said, "he is not your news." I said, "I don't care if you film and videotape what's going on in my life, but do not include my children." I said, "Listen," I said, "you erase that. I am not giving you permission to use that." I said, "Because if you use him, there will be a legal matter." So they didn't use him in the news. They didn't use me. All they did was use the house. So that was in the news. Now, I researched the news and I can't find it anywhere. But, you know, I'm showing you pictures of what happened. Now, these pictures, of course, there was nothing left in the house. The only thing that I got out was an old 1900 old cedar chest. And it was my mother's. Now, it's still burnt. To this day, it's still, I don't want to say burnt, but you know it was in a fire. Because I wanted to, numerous times, take it to somebody and have it get done. You know, cleaned up and all this and that. But you know what? I just haven't. I haven't had time, or I guess it's just like a remembrance of what happened. Now, we couldn't save anything. Nothing. I mean, it was an older house. We were fixing it up, and all the blood, sweat, and tears that we put into it, gone, all from a kerosene heater. So I know winter is upon us, and if you folks live in the colder states, be careful of those kerosene heaters. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but I went to a neighbor's house when this fire was being put out, and I called my insurance company. They sent somebody out. It took them 2 hours to get there. Red Cross came, and we've been donating to the Red Cross ever since. Red Cross came. I didn't even have any shoes. I had sweatpants on because we were cleaning. Like I said, we were getting ready to get in the shower and go to the movies. So, lo and behold, I had to go to Walmart. My car went up in flames. The Jeep that we had in the garage, you heard tires popping and everything. So as they're putting this fire out, they rushed my husband to the hospital because when he went back down in, he had a little bit of smoke inhalation, and thank goodness that he had a beard, because his beard that he had saved his face, because it singed his beard. So him trying to put this out, but when he went back in, I thought, oh my goodness, my husband went back in the house, and I didn't know where he was. So of course, you know, I'm in tears, and I'm thinking my husband got trapped, something happened to my husband. All I saw was my 2 children, and that was it. I'm looking around, and then they rushed him to the hospital. So he had some smoke inhalation, and his mother and father-in-law came over, and they scooped me up, and they took me to Walmart. The Red Cross gave me a voucher for $200 to get some shoes and some clothes, because all we had was the clothes that was on our back. It was cold out. We didn't have time to grab jackets. It was a hot mess. So my husband's at the hospital. The Red Cross gave us 3 nights at a hotel, which was very, very kind. That's why, you know, up until my husband retired this past couple weeks, he's been given to the Red Cross. So, you know, we are very, very thankful that there's places out there that can help folks when they get displaced. It was just so traumatic. And then the assessor finally made it. And the assessor came in. My husband got out of the hospital. And, you know, he just had a little small touch of smoke inhalation. So, I mean, they just treated him and let him go. So he came back. He talked with the assessor. And they went in. They took pictures of my son's 2nd floor bedroom in the garage. So you can actually see right up through to his bedroom from the 1st level because it fell. A lot of antiques were gone. A lot of old things that I had was gone. And the assessor came and assessed everything that they needed to determine One good thing is with my insurance company, what I had insurance. It was called replacement cost. So what that does, if you guys own a home, replacement cost is the way to go. If you had a TV that was 10 years old and it was only worth, I would say, about $100, and back then when we had the fire, it cost $600 or $700 to replace, they gave you the $600 or $700 to replace it. We had to go through and state everything that we had. I mean, even down to the last pen, because everything was on a replacement cost. So we had many options. The assessor had said, are you sure you want to build back in that old community, because your house is going to be very much out of place. So, and we said absolutely. We had the best of the neighbors. So what happened was, I was in real estate at that time, so I was very, very familiar with builders. So the builders, there was one that I absolutely loved, so that's the one I had build my house. And they did a phenomenal job. The folks that they hired to put in the furnace, the central air, the windows, phenomenal. Didn't have any problems with them. So what they do is they give them a third of it up front, and then after they get so much done and the inspector comes out and inspects it, they give them a little more money to keep continuing. So we were displaced for 6 months. So this is like almost a 2,000 square foot house. So it took that long for the assessor to assess how much it was worth, the builder to draw up the plans, to tear it down. It's very, very much involved. So with the pictures that I showed, please note we are very, very happy with the insurance company that we had. We are ecstatic that we didn't have any trouble. But they wanted to leave one wall up. And I looked at them and I looked at that assessor and I said, let me tell you something. I said, this whole house has a problem. Smoke inhalation. I don't know if there's cracks in the wall they wanted to keep there and work around. And I said, you know what? I said, do me a favor. I said, y'all need to tear that down. Only because I'm in real estate and I know it's going to be hard selling it if I have to sell it. So, and then I told him, I said, please don't make me get an attorney. I said, because I will get an attorney and I will win, because you guys don't know what's in that wall that you wanted to keep up. It was a very long wall. It was probably about, 25 foot wall. No, you got to tear it down, because that whole house was gone except that one wall. No. So they got in with their attorney, and their attorney said, listen, just tear it down, pay her for it. So they did. So the knowledge that I had in real estate, for the real estate that I was in for, many, many years, and I did very, very well. So they tore it down, and I knew what I was talking about. So this is a picture of the vacant lot before they started building it. This is what it looks like inside of the home. What it looks like now. We've been in it for many, many years. My children are grown. My one is in another state. My other one pops in and out, does his thing. So the house does need a little help. We did put, like I said, a new roof on it. I don't know if you saw the video on that, but we put a new roof on it. We put a deck on it. We did this, we did that. I'm thinking, I don't know if I want to get a new furnace or not. There's nothing wrong with the furnace. I'm going to show you a picture of the fireplace. It is a wood burning gas fireplace. In the old house that burnt down, there was only one doorway access from the house into the garage, and I made sure that there was two because my husband was trapped. He told me he had to run through the flames to get to the door to get out of the garage when he was in the garage. It was a hot mess. So I guess why I'm making this video is I'm not trying to make anybody feel sorry for me. I do not need anything. What I'm trying to stress in this video is please do not use a kerosene heater. Kerosene heaters, this happens, and it happens a lot. And they're called accidents because it's not intended to happen. It just happened. You know, my kid went through a lot of stress, trauma. It really didn't faze me, but my husband, because he had to run through the flames, he saw the fire happen, you know, he's the one that had to relive that day after day after day. So with him reliving that he saw, I want to say he wasn't right for a couple months. Like, I would look at him and say, honey, I love you. I know it was an accident. I don't know how it happened, but it was an accident. But I need to let you know it's okay. You know, everybody made it out okay. You know, just be glad. Everything is so immaterial. Just be glad everybody made it out, all four of us. So please, again, don't think I'm asking for anything. I am not asking for anything. I have a great job. My husband's retired. He does a little side thing. So that's not what this video is about, you know. And if there's any negative comments, whatever, it is what it is. But kerosene heaters, electric heaters, all it takes is somebody to put something in there, it'll catch fire. So I don't know, it just happened. So anything that has a flame, please be careful. Anything, you have a built-in garage and you store gasoline in there for your lawnmower, for this, that, for your snowblower, you have to be careful. You really have to be careful. So thank you for watching my video. I just, you know, I don't know. I just wanted to make everybody aware of the dangers that come kerosene heaters. So, it's Sugar Woo. Please take care of you. Bye now.